Good Friday afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jurnee Taylor. We're going to head straight over to the weather department where we find meteorologist Nathan Scott, who's matching me today.
Going with the crimson.
Yes. Nathan, where's the sun at? I'm tired of this gloominess. What can we expect on this weekend?
You know, Jurnee, on a day like this, we don't want to see any sun. And the reason for that is because the less sun we see, the more stable the atmosphere will be. And we are socked in with clouds across most of the natural state. Temperatures not budging much at all, pretty much into the low 60s, 58 in El Dorado. And for that reason, because the atmosphere is so stable, the chance of severe weather has really been trimmed back. So we're just going to go with a marginal risk, or 1 out of 5 in southwest Arkansas. And that's primarily just for 1 or 2 storms that may try to produce some dime to quarter size hail. Here's a radar loop right now. We've got a shield of just steady rain slowly inching its way to the north and northeast. It's made its way into Malvern, Sheridan, also Hot Springs, and that's going to continue to creep its way towards the Little Rock Metro. So do expect areas of rain out there this afternoon, but all the severe weather threat, that's going to stay into Louisiana and Mississippi, where you see all that lightning taking shape right now. Here's future radar with that potential of some rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder going into this evening. It's all associated with a cold front. This cold front will bring in some much cooler temperatures, especially for the nighttime lows on Sunday morning. More on the forecast coming up.
President Joe Biden standing before his colleagues as he delivered what some are calling a fierce State of the Union address. Willie Inman recaps the president's top moments from last night.
You can't love your country only when you win.
A fiery President Biden delivered his general election message in last night's State of the Union speech, mentioning likely GOP opponent Donald Trump at least a dozen times, but never by name.
My predecessor came to
The president hit issues big with voters, including immigration,
send me the border bill now.
reproductive rights,
I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
and even doubts about his age.
Isn't how old we are, it's how old are our ideas.
The speech comes 2 days after Super Tuesday, where Trump dominated the GOP primaries. Sources tell CBS News that President Biden made a direct overture to Nikki Haley's supporters with this quote.
Wasn't long ago when a Republican president named Ronald Reagan thundered, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want."
Trump fired off criticisms on social media, and both he and Alabama Senator Katie Britt, with the Republican response from her kitchen, took Biden to task over the border.
We know that President Biden didn't just create this border crisis. He invited it.
Biden and Trump will hold dueling rallies in Georgia on Saturday. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
New information coming down from the Justice Department. An active duty Army member is being charged with selling sensitive military documents to China. Sergeant Corbin Schultz served as an intelligence analyst for the U.S. Army, and according to indictment documents, he received 14 payments totaling out to $42,000. That money sent to Schultz from a Chinese agent for handling the sensitive materials.
He traded our national defense information for cash. The defendant is charged with entering into a multi-year conspiracy to illegally exploit his access to national defense information for his own financial benefit.
Schultz is expected to appear in court today. He is now the 4th serviceman to be arrested within the last 8 months for compromising sensitive information. At the state level, calls ringing in for yet another member of the Board of Corrections to step down. 5 newly filed lawsuits claim Alonza Giles was aware of sexual misconduct at a religious-based youth treatment camp known as the Lord's Ranch. That facility now closed. However, over a dozen lawmakers are now asking that Giles resign from his position on the state prison board.
This new information, he is no longer confirmable. If he was asked today, if he was appointed today, he would never be appointed by a governor, number one, with these types of serious allegations of child abuse. And number two, he would never be confirmable by the Senate.
Giles has refused to step down from the board and repeatedly defends himself, claiming he had no idea of the alleged abuse, nor did he take part in it. The protest against the Arkansas Learns Act is on display at the Capitol as one group ramped up their efforts to stop the bill from becoming law. The group, known as For Our Kids, is tasked with getting enough signatures for a proposal of their own, one that calls for the state constitution to require private schools and public schools to abide by the same standards. After the measure failed last summer, organizers say they're ready for the public to get involved.
We knew that we were not going to get those improvements in the legislature. So what we have to do is take this to the people.
The group has 3.5 months to gain enough support for the matter to make it to November's ballot. Thousands of dollars is up for grabs for Philander Smith University as they compete in a program that could assist them with major renovations throughout the school. The Retool Your School competition recognizes improvement projects for historically black colleges and universities. If Philander happens to win, they could receive up to $150,000. That money will go toward different renovation projects, and it's something that students say they look forward to.
Students make up Philander, so if you can improve something that the students are going to use every single day of like their entire collegiate experience, then that's like good for them.
Now, if you'd like to get in on the action and cast a vote for Philander, we have those instructions posted on our website. You'll have until March 24th to submit your vote. Happening today, a chance to get your hands on a good book for a pretty low price. The Central Arkansas Library System is kicking off its used book sale today and tomorrow. Due to construction at the main library, this year's sale will happen at the CAL's administrative offices in Little Rock. Used books are running for just $1 for paperbacks and $2 for hardbacks. Also taking place today, the nonprofit Easter Seals Arkansas will unveil its new roommate housing program in Little Rock. The goal is to enhance independent living for adults with disabilities by merging them into a community that allows them to live life on their own terms. The ribbon cutting takes place at the Palisades at Sunol Valley at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And looking ahead to another big event set to move across the natural state, we're officially 1 month away from the total eclipse and preparations are already underway. With a huge influx of visitors expected to flock to the state, RDOT and state police are working on traffic management plans. State police will also be monitoring the entire state from its command center in Little Rock. For an in-depth look at other plans, click on Eclipse tab at thp11.com. Well, this is also a reminder that the deadline for tax filing is approaching on April 15th. The sooner you file, the faster you get your returns. If you just so happen to be a little behind this year, you can file for an extension. If you do, that will move your deadline to October 15th. Something you may be glad to hear, though, the IRS says returns are slightly higher this year, with the average refund amount just over $3,200. Well, today isn't just your ordinary Friday. In a few minutes, the reason we're shining a spotlight on women all day long. Nathan?
Light rain is getting closer to Little Rock as we take a look at the radar. I'll let you know if this rain's going to be out of here going into the weekend. Coming up next.